Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Forever Hurt, children of God, and that's you, and that's you, and that's me, I hope. When I say me, I mean, no, there's just one me, and there's this one genitalia, and there's this one tatas, and I'm sick of all this bullshit from the devil. Worldwide. I am sick of all of this destruction. And, oh, well, the Lord's allowing it, so just go along with it and shut up. Just pray. Oh, I pray a lot, but we also have to be vocal because apparently this agenda, this diversity equals poop agenda and other things is it still ramping up or is it decreasing? Leave the children alone. This is a deep thing for me because I was so abused sexually as a child all the way up. I hated my own body. I had major problems for a long time. I assume some are still lingering. Even if I got most of them cleared out of the way. The other thing is, please watch Matt Walsh's documentaries. It's like a form of a comedy, but I think he is interviewing these people. I'm not following the style of it. I mean, the one I did, obviously, the racist one, and then but the other one, Am I a Woman? The racist one was making my head spin, because that's how it's so satanically rooted. And I have to say a thing about the puppet and the fair thing on the parade. Most parades, even with characters like that, can't hug a lot of children and stuff because of the paranoia of predators. The other thing is how do we know that the person in the costume, this is just a theory, okay? I have no proof. That it was like a deep inside setup so this African American family could just like bank it up. Like money, right? So an inside job and an inside job. It's just one theory. Because did anyone ever find out who wore this costume? Okay, and you're like, what are you talking about? It's in the racist movie by, I hope I didn't say Matt Walsh. WALSH. Came on for some other reasons too. I didn't want to post what you would consider a more intense video about money, people asking for money. I mean, technically, if it's kind of unsettling me, I should erase it again. I shouldn't base the ability to post it by my husband, but he said go with it. So I said I was torn. It's not what I want to do, but I think I have to do it because time is that short. And when I mean short, I mean there's literally a nuclear thing occurring. So a lot of us will no longer exist. All there will be is these crazy videos of ours. So I live in a nuclear plant state. Not only that, Ohio, along the coast, and I don't know, they always have to be by water, so it's like the nuclear wasteland of America. Nuclear plants of America. And I figure it was set up back in the 60s, and because these agendas are set up decades in advance, and we have such a high populated area in the Midwest, east of the Mississippi, and then even parts on the west side of the Mississippi, but population starts to get more dispersed, there's more vacant land, there's more. You're allowed to laugh too. I think I'm missing something again. And if I don't do my notes, it's always a disaster. So, I guess it's a disaster. You're going to say, oh, that wasn't very Christian-like. You wanted the witches to have a bad Halloween. I just didn't want it to be enjoyable because I'm sick of them all. And I'm sick of this crazy town. And I studied sociology and things like that back in the day, and it was certainly more concrete and understandable than what it is now. Y'all that are running these groups about this gender and sex thing, you got to go deal with your mommy and daddy issues, because you got some serious problems going on with mommy and daddy, and that's all I can come up with at this point is and if you are a promoter of this, that kids shouldn't be identified as boys or girls, and okay, now it's going to get really dark, is I come from a weird family, and the one sibling, he passed away, you know, I hope he's in peace, is he was saying how in the underground, and that there was people running around, or there's people amongst us, not very many, that have both of the units, and that in the underground it's even more. Well, this is what I have to say about that, is Satan is sick, and there maybe have been some scientific stuff being done, and for some reason they're wanting to bring this up as part of this new world, and God is not going to allow it, by the way. Okay, and if we see right now with how bad it's gotten all around, do I have to every video discuss that I have scoliosis in the spine? Okay, so when I stretch and do weird stuff, I'm not on crack, cocaine, or meth or something, okay? And I've got excessively damaged neck. And when the weather, like right now the weather is, I don't know what it's doing, is pressures change, I get fucked up, okay? And I'm being remotely attacked 24/7. They have radiated us so much that they have distorted our bones on our body. I have the worst Havana syndrome. I would say top of the top 10 Havanas, quite frankly. And so I shouldn't be on any devices. Then what? I don't have any one. And not very many. No, we don't. And then I'm also cut off from any sort of communication. God's not he's not going to let it go on much longer. That's why he's letting this, it's why he's letting all this mess in the Middle East and now the communist countries. I'm keeping it like simplified. I know that we can label them differently, but the communist genociders are banding up. And then when I had said some weeks back, I was seeing mushrooms, the explosions. I saw 6 or 7 or more. I think it was about around, we're gonna say 5 to 7 is and then so that it'll be, if God allows us to rebuild, or honestly for most, I think for most that have worked their entire lives to try to help some area of keeping natural law and the Constitution and just some sort of normalcy, even with a little deviant. When I say normalcy, I just mean like the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the understanding of women and men and you know, and even some of us, and we're like, okay, you know, you do seem a little more feminine, young man, so do what you gotta do. And okay, you seem a little more tomboyish, young lady, maybe, you know, who knows. But I mean, outside of that, and then alright, so all I have to say is I hope everything's good, and I do hope it gets better. I do hope it gets better, but I think probably because it's gotten so crazy so quick, the lull meaning where the destruction factor of our planet and of society, the extension of that time frame could be so long that most of us may not see if when God lets it rise back up. And so that's what I have to say. And that I know I get a little crazy about money and stuff, but I think sometimes we need to think about what is the conditions of our surrounding society. Where are people? I mean, can people feel any worse than they already feel about not being able to even to provide or do what they need to do for their immediate surroundings? But then also they're feeling this demand that they need to help these external sources. Where's all the rich people? No, really, where are all the money baggers? Are they just still doing like group sex what was that? Diddy's is the freak offs. Like, come on, guys. You got so many people that have money oozing out of all of their orifices. Why don't you harass them? Okay? Thanks. Have a great one.